Let me tell you something.
Girl.
Here's a list that they put out based on research and statistics backed by facts on women to avoid dating in 2025. And they didn't lie. I didn't make this list, but this is diabolical. Don't shoot the messenger. Now, if you a man making $80,000 to $100,000 a year and don't want to end up on child support, alimony, or left with a hole in your broken heart, you gonna have to be able to walk past the women that work in these goddamn job fields that I'm about to disclose on this list. Avoid these women at all costs.
What?
Bartenders. Bartenders and waitresses are flirtatious for tips. They'll move on easily because their options are unlimited. And then you got future lawyers and state attorneys. Now these type of women are controlling, demanding, and they want a Jody and not a goddamn Snoop. Now another type of woman that they say you got to avoid is a single mother. Cause they looking for a stepdaddy to goddamn babysit another nigga jet that they ain't even push out, that they ain't have, ain't come out they sack. While they go to goddamn brunch and on them goddamn girl trip to sell that sack to make another goddamn jet that they could put in the goddamn lap back there in the child seat. That's what they say. Now the next type of woman they say you got to avoid are online screamers. Cause once the relationship ends, you gonna become a story time. Another type of woman they say you got to avoid, a Instagram model, cause they crave attention and they not too educated, cause they ain't out here seeking to please a king, cause they too goddamn busy seeking attention from the men that sweep and goddamn clean the goddamn kingdom. Another type of woman that you gotta avoid in 2025, them rave party and travel girls. Any woman that parties and travels most of their goddamn time as a job field definitely has a high body count. They ain't taking nobody serious. Everything they dealing with is just a goddamn one night stand or a goddamn out of town payment plan. Now these kind of women don't want no goddamn marriage and they definitely don't want no goddamn kids. They just want to be with the man that's lit, holding the bottle up. They don't care if he got real money. They don't care what, as long as he got access to get them in the rave party or when she get the town off the goddamn plane with the layover, they got somewhere to go. That's it. Now another type of woman they say you supposed to avoid in 2025 when it come to dating is a woman that got a history of mental illness, MPD, BPD, or they might just be bipolar. As her man, you will always be in therapist mode. You will always be, it's okay, honey, I know, that's the kind of man you finna be. You will always have to deal with her trauma. You dealing with a full-time trauma patient that'll wake up every day looking for shit to cry about. Avoid these kind of women at all costs. Now, I ain't make the list, don't get mad at me. That's what they say based on statistics. Now, another kind of woman they say you're supposed to avoid in 2025 is women that got a high body count. Women like Brittany Renner. I'm talking about the women with the walls deep as the Atlantic Ocean and wide as the Pacific. Avoid them women at all costs. Moving right along, another woman they say you supposed to avoid is a woman that got a history of hard drug use. If she on that goddamn dope, she'll eventually leave you for the goddamn dope man. Another woman that they say you gotta goddamn avoid in 2025 is a woman that grew up without her father or a father figure in her life. Any woman that was neglected by her father will hate men real bad. I'm talking about real bad. I'm talking about real bad. Because they never experienced the love from the first man that brought them to planet Earth. So they ain't gonna never like you, Craig. Another kind of woman that you supposed to avoid in goddamn 2025, you making some real money, is a woman that got a history of cheating on men. Every man she been with, she done cheated on. If she cheated on all her exes, guess what your goofy ass is? Next. Another type of woman that you gotta avoid dating in 2025 is a woman that got a lot of guy friends. A shoulder to cry on turn into a goddamn mushroom tip to ride on. Avoid her at all costs. Another type of woman that goddamn gotta be avoided in 2025 is a woman that identifies as a strong, independent, or as a bad goddamn or a boss baby. If she say, I'm a bad bitch, I can get in it, I'm a boss, I gotta wear the Birkin. If you got a woman like that, you got to avoid her because she lives in this make-believe world that she could catch any man she want. She thinks she the kid. She thinks she could easily replace your goddamn broke ass with a bigger catcher, with a dude that got a bigger rod and a bigger bankroll. Trust what I'm saying. Avoid her at all costs. Gots to go. Leave her in 2024. Another kind of woman they say you supposed to avoid in 2025 is a woman that demand expensive first dates. She ain't trying to go to the Cheesecake Factory. She don't want to go to Starbucks, have a cup of coffee, get to know. She don't want to, she want poppin' steak. Yeah, she want Ruth Chris. Yeah, she want too much. She doing too much. She a gold digger that's looking for the highest bidder. She ain't messing with no broke nigga. Trust what I'm saying. Another kind of woman that you gotta avoid in 2025, you out here dating, is a woman that ghosts you and then pop back up with an apology. She went to go see what the other dude was talking about that was on her roster. She wasn't taking you serious, Craig. And then when it ain't worked out the way she thought it was gonna work out, she remember your bald head ass liked her a little bit more than they is. She find out that she couldn't find another you, so she spun the block. So boom, you get that. I'm sorry, babe. I had lost all my contact. I lost my phone. Or I was feeling like you were gonna hit me first. So I ain't wanna get, I thought you weren't interested. She try to play them goddamn mind game with your ass. Avoid her at all costs. Now some notable mentions is all these women that got a lot of ex-boyfriends in their goddamn past, a woman that don't want kids, a woman that's posing in scandalous photos on social media with all her goddamn ass out on every post, woman showing up to these restaurants I'm talking about high-end restaurant, she dressing half naked, a woman that got lots of followers online, you just want a minute. I'm talking about a woman that hang out with women that cheat on they man, hate men, or work on goddamn line doing OnlyFans. You got to stay away from her bald head. And then you got to avoid them feminists. I'm talking about them alpha women that don't believe in submitting to a man. They don't believe in Adam and Eve. They believe in Eve and Eva. You got to watch out for them too. I'm talking about them socialist women. The women that like to be on every goddamn scene. They like to be in everybody's goddamn face too much. You gotta stay away from her. I'm talking about them Muslim women. Don't let them ugly ass turpins fool you. They slanging coochie while they husband at the mosque praying for they dog ass. Think about what I'm saying. And you gotta watch out for them spiritual girls, them hippie girls, or them goddamn witches, cause they got STDs, spiritual transmitted diseases. And you gotta be careful with the women that work in the medical field. They are professional street walkers in goddamn scrubs and goddamn Crocs. They selling that coochie behind the goddamn medicine counter. And if you just met a woman that say she goddamn do massages for a living, you know what she doing? She giving out more happy endings than them goddamn Disney movies for her tips. She giving out more happy endings than McDonald's sell Happy Meal. Can't deal. And you gotta watch out for them hairstyling women. The women that do hair for a living. Cause if she braid Craig hair and he sit between her legs, and when he get that goddamn hair braid, he scoop back between that little cooler cat, yeah, and that little air hit her little box, it instantly increases her hormone. And now that little twat just turned into a splash pad. I'm gonna tell you another type of woman that they say you gotta avoid in 2025. Any woman that got an Adam's apple. Cause first of all, that's not a woman. That's a chick with a mushroom tip. Now this list based on statistics. Nino ain't make this list. This all on public media. Ask ChatGPT. They gonna tell you what to mess with and what not to mess with in 2025 based on research. Everything. it come right up. But if you finally find you a woman that ain't got none of these goddamn attributes, they ain't got none of these issues, or don't work in none of these fields of business, you not lucky. You blessed. You better marry her with a goddamn prenuptial agreement. Cause even still, she might come from a mama or a grandma that got these all in their genetics. It might come out later in the marriage. Gotta cover yourself, sign a prenup, Chris. Don't be like Kanye did. But if you single and you trying to keep your money in the goddamn bank and stack them child support payments and them alimony payments, you better go buy you one of them Elon Musk dogs. Them robot dogs he got them create. Just goddamn plug her ass up. Every time you get lonely in the late night, you better goddamn just all around the edge, put a little goddamn baby, little ditty up in there. That's what you better do with her. Cause if you trying to say, just change the battery. Energizer call number $2. Child support gonna run your way about $2,000 8 months for 18 years. And then 21 when they go to college. Think about what I'm saying. Cause this dating pool that we in 2025 got spit, piss, and dog doo-doo in it. But y'all stay safe out here. Y'all like this video. Y'all make sure y'all comment below if you work in these fields. I'm trying to see something. I'm asking for a friend. Y'all make sure y'all share this video. We the business.